Welcome to Weekly Ojibwe, where we will talk about beginner, intermediate, and advanced Ojibwe with Gija Gukwe, myself, Madeline Troyer, the Special Projects Coordinator at the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe.
Looking at the website Waking Up Ojibwe, and we're going to learn about pronunciation today. So this first box here is Anishinaabemoin Ga Inwang Minawa Ojibwe, which is the sounds and letters, or what is written small. We're going to click on the sound vowel chart, and then we can peek at individual sounds. So this is just the sound vowel chart. When I read this with kiddos, I usually skip over some of them, such as this one and this one. But for example, this is just the sounds in combination with consonants. So the double A is long and sounds like ah. The double I sounds like E. The double O sounds like oo. And these are most of our short vowels. So E is pronounced like A. I'd say bay or day. A is pronounced like so cha, da, ga. I is pronounced like I, short I, di, gi, ji. Singular O is pronounced like O, so ko.
All right, so we're going to get out of the sound vowel chart, and then we're going to put this into practice. So I'm going to choose this sound clip cards PDF, which is kind of fun, especially to do with kiddos. So once you review how to say things with their little book, then you can go on to this little quiz version, but it's a good place to look. So let's practice making our sounds. We have double I, which just sounds like E. We have double O, which sounds like oo, and we have double A, which sounds like ah. So the word for B in Ojibwe is amu. Let's give that a try. Amu, amu, amu. That's a B in Ojibwe. Again, same vowels. Double I sounds like E, and we put that in to fill the blank. BB, so that's a baby, obviously. Abenugianes is how we say baby in Ojibwe. I think like the BB kind of comes from French. I could be wrong. We have our double vowels. I sounds like E, and oo, which is the word for fly, is ojibwe, so we'd fill in the blank with that. There's just a sample of one of the other resources you can look at. Here's some short vowels. I, a, and So our word for raccoon is, you guessed it, asibun, and that's how we pronounce that when we're reading it. So a-si-bun. All right. All right, so we are back to the language kit page, and we're going to look at Neo, which is my body. And we're going to practice what we know about pronouncing our long vowels versus our short vowels. And I just want to say that you can watch this video. It is read by a first language speaker, so you can catch more of the nuances of how a first language speaker might pronounce it. I like to emphasize for teaching purposes. But there's two ways
to read words in the language. So we could read from front to back, or we could read from back to front. So whichever way you find more helpful, we'll go through both. So for example, we know that the E sounds like A, so we would have way. Short O, owe. Yow, and ni, so we would say way, owe. Yow, owe. Ni yow, owe. All right, that was just a teaser, warm up. We're going to try reading it from front to back now. Ni, nish, nishte, nishtegwan, nishtegwan, owe. All right, that was another warm up. Here's the real deal. We're going to practice this one from the back. Way, no way, oh no way. Goon, oh no way. Jigoon, oh no way. Keen jigoon, oh no way. Nishkeen jigoon, oh no way. Nishkeen jigoon, oh no way. So there's a sample from that section. What I like about this PDF is that it also shows you how to pronounce it, like if you were reading in English, but how to say it in Ojibwe. So if that's helpful, sometimes that is available.
All right, we are on a new website page called the Ojibwe People's Dictionary. There are many, many printed copies that are easily accessible. But we're going to look at this tab on the Ojibwe People's Dictionary, sometimes just referred to as the OPD if you're curious about that acronym. The website is ojibwe.lib.umn.edu. And to find this page in particular, I clicked Language Help at the top, click on About the Language, and it brings you to this page. But what I really wanted to highlight was a little check-in on our pronunciation again. So we've got long vowels and short vowels mixed in together, as well as consonants. So I'm just going to go through, give you a little pronunciation. A, b, ch, d, a, g. We have an H, but it often doesn't start words in the language. This apostrophe is used to signify a glottal stop. So you have your epiglottis, and that basically stops the air from coming out. So it's a pause in speech, similar in a way to if you're reading a vowel, but there's no noise. Short I, double I, E, J, which is pronounced like ojibwe, j, K, k, M, N. Short O, O, double O, oo, P, S, S, H, T, W, Y, Z, and ZH, which is pronounced like zh, as in boujou, for example. All right, so we are on the same page as we were before. Without stressing ourselves out, we get a little review on pronunciation. So I also want to talk about nasalized sounds, which we'll do next. Agim, snowshoe. Maja, so you pronounce both A's with more weight than a short A, like agim. Namadabe, Bash, Kizagun. Okay, here we go, nasal vowels. So this is important in reading because to know how to make a nasal vowel sound, it just takes a little bit of practice, but we'll give it a crack here. So, bana, Ja. So if you're wondering how to do the nasal vowel correctly, you should feel like your sinuses kind of carrying the weight of that air. Noise still comes out of your mouth, but really it's when it goes through your sinuses. It's almost like you're stopping the airflow coming out of your mouth. So bana, that's coming out of my mouth. Ja. I like close some space in there to make the sound. Bana ja. So the N isn't really pronounced, but it's just used for visual purposes. A, in, n, sa, yen. So there's no consonant ending. It's like eh. Again, you should be able to feel it kind of in your sinuses. Away, see? All right, let's finish this out. So we have our a, e, and as in gigun. You don't say gigun, it's gigun. That's it for our nasalized vowels today.